Even when I was a small child, I knew that rock and roll was cool.
Get up and dance.
I maybe didn't know why, but I just knew that it was. Little did I know the role that it would have in my life. When I was about 15, my friend Bo and I decided to start a band when we were on a Boy Scout trip. When the winter talent show rolled around, we decided to go with an easy song that even we could play, Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones, who are my favorite band. In 11th grade, we would practice every weekend at Abdul, the drummer's house. All in all, it was good fun. We did get mad at each other a lot and frustrated because we were not good enough to play certain things. Practice usually ended when our friend Jason came over and we decided to play video games. It was about February and we decided to book a gig for the end of May at X Music, an event that took place at Macon State College. When we signed up for the show, we didn't know how to record a demo tape, so we made a video to send to the guy. The one we're watching here is the first draft in our first practice with Tony.
We're teaching our drummer how to play a song real quick.
Alright, Bo's gonna teach it to him. You guys wanna hear a joke?
Yeah!
What did Big Corn say to Popcorn? Wait, ah, crap, I messed it up. It's supposed to be, what did Kid Corn say to Mom Corn? And the answer's, where's Popcorn? But I messed it up.
We went on and played shitty cover versions of songs by bands like Green Day, Blink-182, and System of a Down. We even tried to play a couple that we didn't really know that fell apart in the middle. For several years after this happened, this tape was very hard to watch. I read a blog post by the next act, and he described us as a group of 8th graders with no sense of finesse at all, whose only audience were their parents and camcorder-toting little brothers. After this, we realized we had gotten in over our heads and were pretty discouraged, so we stopped playing. By the next fall, we wanted to start again and reformed without Tony under the name the Tokyo 7. We decided to play Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, Bo's favorite band. We had gotten a lot better at playing, and Bo decided to sing and play guitar on this one because it was his song. When the night came, we were pumped. Once we got on stage, we were not as nervous and felt like we knew what we were doing. When watching this video so many years later, I could see how much we really felt what we were doing, especially in Bo. This performance was pretty good, for the most part. I guess in the end, we did live up to be our heroes in some way. Fast forward to college. I had gotten into the University of Georgia in Athens. I was very excited, not for the school so much, but for the music scene. At this point, I realized that I didn't want to be a big star or anything. I just wanted to rock. The first semester, I met a group of guys who wanted to start a band and needed a bass player. This band later became a Rutravo, consisting of Gabe and Brandon on guitars and vocals, me on bass, Justin on drums, and Winston occasionally on saxophone. That semester I also met a kid named Alex, ironically enough in the History of Rock and Roll class. He played guitar and wanted to start an old school hardcore thrash band, so I said I would play bass. He had a bunch of songs already written, so he practiced them on acoustic guitar, but we couldn't find a drummer until the next fall. That's when Drew comes into the picture. We decided on the name Gas Mask and Matchsticks and recorded a demo at the radio station. My first 2 years of college consisted of playing a lot of shows and indulging myself in the music scene. I guess the bands I was in never really wrote a lot of songs because we were always out partying or seeing other bands and not practicing. Playing music was an integral part of my college experience, just as much as being at Huddle House at 5 in the morning is. I have more stories about playing shows out of town, just playing music in general, that I could ever fit into a 5 to 7 minute documentary. I could not have imagined it any other way. Playing in 2 bands was great because it gave me a chance on one hand to play complex music that was experimental with a Rutrevo, and also play crazy thrash music and scream and have fun with Gas Mask. It was everything I had hoped it to be, but then reality hit. In Arutrevo, we had all started to become very busy and realized we had to up our game because we had been playing the same 7 songs with a few covers for a year and a half. Our music became more improvisational, which required more practice, which we didn't do. Practice self-destructed and we realized that it was over. I guess it had been building, but I was devastated. I really thought Arutrevo was the one. I continued to play with Gas Mask and we ran into the same trouble of not having enough songs, but this got better. That spring break, we recorded an album in a day and went on a short tour. That summer, Justin started playing second bass with us. Our music began to get more dynamic and noise-based as we were all becoming more interested in avant-garde music. My last year in Athens consisted of shows about once a month with Gas Mask and a few with Gabe, Justin, and Alex in an improv noise band called the All-American Newtown Big Band. I guess I was very busy and didn't get to practice and experiment on my own much, which is crucial to that type of music. All my friends started playing in new bands and recording a lot, and I got kind of distanced because I didn't do this. As for now, Gas Mask plans on releasing another EP and maybe playing some shows here and there. Being in a band in high school is pretty much what it seems. It kinda sucks, but it's still really fun. In a sense, it is exactly what it should be. We liked playing because it gave us something to do, because none of us were very popular and weren't really into partying or girls. We were trying to be as hardcore and crazy as possible, even though we were upper middle class kids from the suburbs. I guess we were trying to rebel in a sense because we went to a conservative private school populated by frat boys in training. We felt alienated and wanted to be as confrontational or in your face or something as possible, as trite as it may seem now. Being in a band in college is more complicated. There are a lot of things you have to deal with that you would not have thought of before, like actually booking the shows, getting all your equipment there, having equipment, finding time to practice when all the band members can be there, a band's egos, scene drama, and things like that. The second half of college, I felt that music did not have the same place in my life anymore. I did not know what to think because it was something that was so important to me and suddenly it wasn't in my life anymore. It made me question if playing music was really for me because I started to feel like I did not belong there. I also started to realize that not all aspects of being in the music scene are really who I am. I also started to wonder why I was always into such negative music when I was always a fairly happy person. I guess it stems back to high school when it was just something I developed a taste for. While I do not know if I will be in a band here in Tucson, I know that I'll keep on playing music. Being able to take a break from it and live outside Athens is probably a good thing. When I first started talking about leaving Athens, my dad asked me if I would be sad about leaving music, and I said I would. He assured me that I would keep playing for the rest of my life in one form or another. For this project, I turned on my amp for the first time since the last Gas Mask show in August. Just the sound of my bass through it made me remember what a great feeling it is to play music, whether it's in front of a crowd, with other musicians, or just by myself. I still want to play music live, but right now I'm not sure what form it'll take. I think I want to learn how to play jazz. I don't know, I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah.
We'll see how it sounds.
I mean, shit. Probably good enough for us vocals.
Yeah.